How's it, guys? Welcome back to the Mzansi Gunner Podcast. We have Eugene and Langton with us today. We've just had a bit of technical stuff happening today and people running late from various things. We're still going to have Renai and Spusiso join us later. But for now, we'll start with talking about the last months of games. But first, let's check in on how the guys are doing. Eugene, how are you doing? I like your what's the thing called? Tagline. Your tagline. When's the parade? I like that.
I'm good, man. I'm starting to believe that it's happening. There's still some, being cautious, but yeah, I'm starting to see it, and I think I'm a bit nervous of what could be coming our way. But yeah, on a personal level, I'm okay. Not really big issues. I just came back from work and I was rushing for this podcast. So yeah, I'm all well.
Thanks, bro. And then Langton, are you there?
I think he just had internet issues now.
Oh, okay.
We joined.
Okay, well, let's start. So let's see it was the games from the last month. And it's been a good month, though, I think, just in general. We've obviously had a blip against Wolves, but we're going to talk about each of the games. And we had kind of a bit of a roller coaster, but things have got better in all the competitions that we've been competing in. Obviously, we've had a break from the League Cup in the last month, so that's the competition we've been missing. But every other competition has been going well, and it feels like we haven't played the Champions League in a long time. We've had a lot of Premier League games.
Yeah, we had a lot of games. I think we've been having like a game every 3 days in the last 2 weeks or so. But yeah, we've been doing well. But for that Brentford and Wolves matches, we've been doing well. And the one thing is that we've been shipping a few goals, but other than that, we've been almost perfect. I just don't know, I'm not one to really look at stats, but I just wanted to find out when we moved into Jan and then when we moved to Feb, and then now that we're moving into March, what are the points difference in each month? Because I seem to remember, I think when we were moving into Jan, we had like a 2 point lead, but when we moved into Feb, we had increased it, and we might have decreased it now. But yeah, I mean, also the fact that we've played a game more will also play into that consideration.
Yeah, I think we spoke after the Sunderland game the last time, and then it was the Brentford draw. So let's go back to that, and then we'll look at that. So the Brentford game, we had Madueke scoring the goal, and then Lewis Potter for them got back, and then the lineup was. Let me just put this on the screen. Screen share. Can you see? So we had Eze playing. Lahat, Gyökeres. We had a lot of the new players playing. Madueke playing. And he got the goal and had a good game. we see a bit of orange here on the field in terms of ratings. That was the goal. That was the assist by Nkapie down the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that
So
the
we
game? Is that the
yeah.
game when Trossard scored the stunner?
No. It was just a 1-0. We just scored one. It
Oh,
was Madweke.
oh, the 1-1. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that match. Um,
Let's look at the stats. So we had 59% possession. Was it us? No. Yeah, we had 59% possession, but we had a low expected goals and they had 1.51. They played very well this game. I think it was the game after they'd had a lot of good form. I think they were sitting fifth or sixth in the league. We always seem to catch teams when they're on form.
yeah, we do, eh? We do. Yeah, so total shows. So they had 14, 12, sorry.
Yeah, they had 12 and then 3 on target. So we definitely were outplayed in that game.
Yeah, we didn't play well. Was it the Madueke header?
Yeah, it was the header from the Nkapie cross.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, we didn't play well. I think there's been a number of matches this year that we haven't played well.
Yeah, so that was the Brentford game, and then there was a bit of a reaction. I think it's because we drew with Forest before that and Liverpool.
Lost to
So it
Liverpool.
was a lot of draws that were piling up. But I think it was because we scored first and we conceded. I think we'd started a trend of that also with the Wolves game. So I think this game is kind of linked to the Wolves game, but then between that there was the
Andy?
it was the Wigan game, I think, because we had like a break from.
Yeah, we had a weekend game where we was it in the FA Cup? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Wigan game where it was such a good game and we thought we were going to score 7 and then we scored all of the goals in the first half.
Yeah, the second half was a ball fest.
Yeah, so that was good. And then Angton, are you right there?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I think my network was acting up, but I wasn't hardly hearing. But now I'm sorted. Now I can hear you now.
I think we so not used to being with a team that has a title charge or that is on fighting on 4 fronts. I think we had it briefly in last season. We were on 3 fronts, but then we got knocked out in the Carabao semi-finals by Newcastle. So I just feel like there's something that shifted this season because we are able to fight on 4 fronts. So what do you think it is, Eugene? Do you think it's the squad building? Do you think it's just doing it for longer time, as in having done fighting on 2 fronts, and then now 3 fronts and now 4 fronts? Do you think it's just a natural progression of the team?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Experience is key. We're experienced in this thing now. Mikel has, if you look at the way Mikel is managing and the way he's behaving, the way he's speaking, it's different to how he's done things in the past. This year he's almost like just focused on his own team and not really focused up on what the others are doing, and he's not really complaining a lot. He is still, going to complain with the fourth official and them, but he's not doing it as he used to, and I think that's what we're also seeing translate with the team, because they are just getting the job done. Yes, there will be games like the Brentford game and the Wolves game where we seem to be cruising, particularly in the Wolves game, and then we just somehow come in to drop points. But so is that a prediction that Chelsea
I
or
think it's happening at the moment.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, so I think it's the experience. The players have matured, and the fact that we've got a good squad. And you know, a few years back, we had a squad like Chelsea's where it was just youngsters, and we kept on getting red cards, red cards, red cards. But this year, we barely get. I don't think we have a red card all year. So it's just the maturity and the matter of having the squad that is able to. Today we got injuries, but we were able to replace players. So I think the fact that we've got a good squad and the drop off isn't as big as it was the previous seasons. That's why we are translating, we are having the results that we are having, because I think we seem to be, in control of almost every match, except the fact that we don't have the ball, because there is this thing of having possession and thinking you're in control of the match. But I think we seem to be doing it in the reverse way, in that we do give the oppositions the ball, but we seem to be controlling what happens with the ball. So I think, yeah, it is the squad and the maturity that they've come second in the past, and they've had disappointments of being knocked out early in some competitions. And as you said, with Newcastle, what happened with Newcastle last year really hurt. And I think these guys have taken that experience and learned on it.
Yeah. Langton, what did you think of the FA Cup game, and what have you thought about us being able to fight on four fronts this season?
Unfortunately, let me say sorry. The FA Cup game. Are you talking about today's game?
No, the previous one, the Wigan one, the one on the.
Or the weekend one. Okay. But I think okay. Talk about the depth overall. I think what we lacked. We had to talk about the Newcastle game last year where we got knocked out. We were getting knocked out in the semi-finals and stuff. But I think from my side, my brother, they say it is maturity. Yes, I agree with that 100%. But also, I think the depth of our squad plays a crucial role in that regard. And the reason why I'm saying that is, if ever you look at the bench, I mean, right now we know there are a few players who have got the starting path on the team. The rest, the coach tends to change there and there. Yes, once in a while. So you never know when you're going to play, when you're going to be on the bench. There's some with, the reason with the example with Eze. I thought when Eze came to Arsenal, was gonna be our one of the midfielders gonna play every game. But I was so surprised that he couldn't play all those games. So mentally wise, the players have to know that I have to up my game so that I may be in the starting lineup in the coming games or so. And then of the weekend game, I can't remember much. Unfortunately, I didn't go and check on the details. Although I watched the game, but yeah, I can't go.
Madueke scored, then Martinelli. Both of those were bangers, if I remember. They were both.
Was the Madueke goal? Was it the Eze pass, or was that in the Champions League?
Let's check here. That was the Champions League. Oh, it was the Ebe assisted both of them.
Yeah. Ebe had a very good half in that match when he just did this once defense splitting pass, and Madueke just couldn't miss. Yeah,
because that's why we all said that Eze should have played against Wolves because he played so well against Wigan, but then so it was just and then Jesus also had a good finish. So it was a like a lot of nice finishes in that game,
Mm.
and it showed kind of against the kind of narrative around us being a set piece team and we were scoring more from open play. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if like even just talking about today, I think we've scored now 101 goals for the season, which is a lot. Obviously, not as many in the Premier League as we have in previous seasons, but we scoring in different competitions, and I think we're actually doing better in the cup competitions in terms of pure win percentage and goals per game. So the Premier League is tough. The Premier League, as we've seen with Forest nicking points off Man City, Wolves beating Liverpool, it's not an easy league. I mean, sorry?
No, definitely, it's not an easy league, and this thing of this would be the worst or the weakest team to or the worst team to win the league in a very long. I think that's nonsense for me, to be honest, because you look at
Goals.
it, Champions League, we've got 5 teams in the okay, we've got do we have
60.
6 teams in the last
Spurs
16?
Spurs is in the top 8.
You get what I mean? The Spurs was
But
in the
then,
top 8, but they're fighting relegation. You
yeah.
know, if anything,
Newcastle are 12th and they're in the top 8. No, they went in the top 8. They were in the top, but they made it through and now they're placed against Barcelona for the.
yeah. If anything, those 100 points Manchester City sides and Liverpool 90 something points, those were the weakest leagues or weakest seasons because they didn't have competition. Now, Forest are able to hold City to a 2-2 draw away from home. You got what I
Yeah.
mean? Wolves are beating the current champions at home. We are being held by Wolves as well. You know, the leaders going to Wolves being held to a 2-2, coming back from 2 goals down to draw
Yeah.
2-2 with the leaders. So
We might as well
I
go
think this
talk
is
about the
one of the
Wolves game.
strongest seasons we've seen.
And then also there's not a lot of points dividing. I think it's positions 7 to 12 or 7 to 13, and then there's a top 4 race, and then there's a top 7 race.
Yep, exactly.
Why our teams seem to rise their games towards the end of the season? Trust me, this Wolves team. Remember, before December or somewhere there, you could beat them. I mean, anywhere, home, away, whatever. But now that the season is at this stage of it, teams have to they up their game. Some of them, well, it's understandable. They're fighting relegation. Some wants to go to top 4, and some are just there to disturb, just to say we disturb them, not to win the league. That's it. Because a team like Nottingham Forest going to Etihad, they are losing 2-1. I mean, everyone will say, we've got nothing to play for. Let's just play the way we play, and then. But the way those guys fought, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're also fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their lives, and they want to be within touching distance of Spurs, which they are now. And I think they're playing Spurs the week, I think, in two games time. So they want to avoid the relegation. And the other thing is that with Wolves, they changed managers. So obviously, once you change managers, you expect to have different results, and that's what we're seeing. I think they took a while to kick on, but now they've kicked on. It's just that it's a bit too late. So there's no easy games in the Premier League, and that's what we are seeing at the moment.
I mean, look at the stats. So with Wolves, their XG was only 0.29, and they got 5 shots, but 2 on target and scored 2 goals. So I'm just tired of teams scoring from their only shots on target against us. It's like annoying as hell.
Yeah, and also with that one is that it's particularly the 2-1 goal. It wasn't like really from transition, and a lot of the time when we concede those low XG goals, It's maybe from transition, and there's an error here, but that was just a banger. And for me, the fact that we couldn't close him down, because we gave him much space for him to take that shot. And I know a lot of people did blame David Raya, but he couldn't do anything from that shot. You get what I mean? But then, if you close down the shot and the guy doesn't take the shot, and you end up not conceding that goal, and probably end up taking all 3 points. So our problem is sometimes we do let players take shots, but most of the time it's on transition that we get done. But that time around, it was just a brilliant goal.
Yeah. And Pierre got his first goal. It was nice. It was also nice. It was just, I think the biggest thing about this game was leading 2-0, 60 minutes, then conceding, and then conceding in the last minute. It was the first time, I think, something along the lines of someone at the top of the league losing to the team at the bottom of the league when they had or drawing after a 2-goal lead. It was like the only time it's ever happened. So it's not a nice stat to happen to us in terms of that. So, yeah, Langton, what were your thoughts after the Wolves game?
Oh, that one, Manesh. We just have to speak about it. But it was one of the saddest games. I think it was just the mentality there. Nothing more. We're leading 2-0, and everyone, I think, we thought the points were in the bag, but we just lacked. I don't know whether it's. I can't say it's maturity, because we are matured enough as a team. So I don't know what lacked there to end up finishing the game at 2-2. But hopefully we're not going to complain and be sad about those points come end of the season, because those were 2 lost points for us, 2 big points that we lost.
It's amazing how we've struggled against Wolves in both games. I mean, we also narrowly beat them 2-1 with 2 own goals at home. So it just shows that there's no easy game in the Premier League, and it's actually like some of the games that you expect to be hard will be easier, and then the ones that are because I think we really struggled against. I think it's because they psychologically prepare for them. All the mid-block teams we struggled against the last 2 or 3 years. Then this season, we've actually been getting 3 points against all those mid-block teams like Fulham. Not Villa, but it was the second game against Villa we did well because we had lost that first game. And then who else?
But also the first half wasn't that pretty.
Yeah. No, with Onana running through the midfield. He was just cruising through there. And things could have gone differently, but then, we turned it on. And then I think the Bayern game, we were all worried about, and then we played so well. Same with the Inter game. I was worried it was going to be mid-blocks, but they've got a new manager. And, I was worried it was going to be low blocks from Inter. And then they got a new manager who was more attacking, and then we put them to the sword, 3-1. So it's almost like, I think it's almost like, it's once again what Langton was saying, it's a mentality thing. It's like... when we expect an easier victory, then we struggle more. And maybe that's what our players are doing, is they are switching off or not being fully turned on. But I think you can't be turned on all the time. I think there must be some games where you do relax and just play more enjoyable football than systemized, strict football. So it's tricky. I think when we've won this first league, it's going to be much easier to win the second one.
That's what I always think, because right now, trust me, we've got the pressure. It's a million percent on us to win the league. Next year, if we win this one, next year we won't have that much pressure. As long as we win this one, yes, we'll have that pressure to win it. as we will be the defending champions, but the pressure won't be as for this year, seeing that we haven't won it in all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also,
Yeah, sorry, Eugene, go for it.
no, I think we can move on. I think we can move on. It's fine.
Okay. Let me go to the next game, which was
Tottenham game.
Yeah, it was the Tottenham game. Sorry, I went past it. Yeah, Tottenham game, and then it's Eze's fixture.
Yeah.
And that song, the song that he has for him, it just suits this fixture. I think, like, it's crazy. They were singing it today at the stadium when he scored. His song is like, it's such a banger, actually. Have you heard his song?
No.
Really? No.
Let me get the lyrics and then I'll post them on the chat. But yeah, in the meantime, just go through the game there. So Eze scored and then Moane responded in 34. Eze scored again and then Gyökeres scored 2.
Yeah.
And Gyökeres has been scoring a lot more goals in the second half in this part, like the second half of the season.
The thing about that Tottenham match is the amount of pressure that was on that game. Because if you think about it, and I might be wrong here, that match came off the back of the Wolves match, which we drew, and that was the game that we have that we've played more. So that game was supposed to have given us a bit of a cushion, so that Man City can catch up, because we would have played a game more, and we dropped points there. The game before that was the Brentford match, where, if you remember, there was a point where I'm not sure if it's the Brentford match or the match before the Brentford match. There was a point when we were 9 points clear when City was playing Liverpool, and City from nowhere came back to beat Liverpool, and then they went on to win the next game, and then we dropped points at Brentford, and then we went on to drop points against Wolves, and then City won their match, and then suddenly City were just here, and I think we were 2 points ahead of City, but then everything was on that match, because had we dropped points there, we would have been within touching distance of, if City, when City plays their match, they would have went above us if we had dropped points in that match. There was so much pressure lying on that match, and the way that we just dismissed Spurs was very impressive. The fact that we scored, made a mistake to allow them back, and then from then on, we went on to still dominate the match and not show any nerves. A title-winning side at Spurs, who have a new manager, all the new manager bounce. City, coming at us, and everyone just hoping that we dropped points. And then also there was a time when Kolumwani scored the second equalizer, but then I think he was adjudged to have pushed someone. I think there was a push or something in the build up to that goal, and then to still go on and have as a score, and then have Gyökeres score the 2 goals that he did. For me, that showed that this team is different in terms of mentality, because we know ability-wise we can do it, but then mentality-wise, it's what's always hindered us from winning the Premier League or any other major title. But in that match, when with that amount of pressure, to bring Eze into the match and say, listen, this is your match, go do your thing, and for him to do it, and for the rest of the team to also follow suit, for me, that was the most impressive thing, because we were able to handle that pressure.
Yeah, no, those are good points. It definitely was a pressure game. It was a different type of pressure beginning of the season, because we played, was it them and then Bayern? So we kind of had a pressure of managing minutes pressure. I think
at
it
the
was
beginning of
before.
the season.
Yeah, I think we played them and then Bayern.
I think we also played Chelsea also. We had Chelsea when we drew the 1-1, and then we
Yes.
played them, and then we played Bayern.
Bayern. Yeah.
I've found the Ebe song. I want to play it for us. So let me. I don't know if it'll play on this. Do you see Facebook?
Yeah, we do see it.
Yes.
Okay, let me just play it. It's good, eh?
Yeah, they're crying at the lane.
Yeah, no, we make really good songs at Arsenal.
We
Like,
do.
What?
We do.
The lyrics there, what are they saying?
I said we can hear them crying at the lane. Mikoteta. What is it again?
There's something about Mikateta made the call, and then
Oh, make it tall, and then he said, "If of Tottenham, I'm a Gunner now."
yeah,
Okay. No, they make good songs, but the Hinkape one, that's Gemma, that one.
What are your guys' favorite songs?
for me, I think that Saliba song is very good. I like the as a one the Havertz one, but the Saliba, man, it just has that thing. Also the Gyökeres one, talking about the fact that he left his girlfriend. The lyrics there are also very nice. I just like the tune with the Saliba one. The way it goes, it just hits me harder.
I like the Jesus one. Because I'm collecting Gabbies, I'm gonna make you mine. You say he walks on water and turns it into wine. Because I'm collecting Gabbies, I'm gonna make you mine. And then he says, what else does he say? And he's our number 9. So like
Yeah.
there's like 4 or 8 lines. I just
for me, it has to be the Havertz one. That's 60 million down the drain. That's it.
oh yeah, Samina, waka, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz goes again. And then Big Gabby Ezell. What did they say? How does it go again?
Tell me,
The
guys,
King of Soul.
who does these songs that the whole stadium ends up singing them?
Well, it's easier now with social media because they'll like they often try out the new songs at an away ground. So it's the away supporters, because then it's easier to coordinate, because it'll just be 3,000 or 2,000 fans. Then they try a new song at the away ground. Then it will get recorded on social media, and then like it's easy to spread that way.
Oh, okay.
Like the William Saliba one was when he scored at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Remember he scored
Very
that
good goal.
with his left foot.
Yeah,
When fell to the
Zinchenko
ground.
Does Raya have one?
I don't think so. And the weird one is I don't think Saka does, but Saka had a song with Smith Rowe, but then when Smith Rowe left, we stopped singing it.
Smith Rowe.
Yeah, so it's weird. Like it's weird because there should be a song for Saka, and and with Rice, it's like we got him half price. We got him half price. Declan Rice, we got him half price.
Okay, well, on a Tottenham game, for
Yes, yes.
me, that was the game that North London Derby. Our neighbors, they were just there to disturb us, which was going to be the talk of the town, talk of London, talk of everywhere. That's the game that I was scared of. Seeing that our next game was Chelsea, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was scared of Tottenham game more than Chelsea. But we ended up like playing as if we were playing at home. It was our training, whatever, and that was supposed to be a clean sheet. Had it not been Declan Rice's mistake there. But we didn't sweat that much considering the way we played, not the truth be told. And I would have loved to, for those two guys, Gio and uh, Eze, one of them to score a hat trick. I was so sad when just one of them didn't get a hat trick. But the match ball was supposed to go with one of them. But it was the easiest game that we ever played that I can think of against Tottenham. And to my panelist there, Eugene, that push was with Gabriel, of which many supporters online, whatever, everywhere, they say Gabriel went there like it's very, very soft. And I've seen Gabriel doing that many times. One day he's going to get the ref who will just say, play on, that's a call or whatever. To me, do that because serious. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he also did it in the last game, the one before this one. He was pushed, but he didn't fall. He manned up, and I was like, okay, at least there's a difference here. So yeah, now that we're going for the title, I understand these things of wasting time and whatnot, but hey, when it comes to duels, you just have to do your best and not leave it to the referee, because if you do, you might get disappointed as it happened at Newcastle. Remember at Newcastle when Voltemade scored, there was a push and then or he felt a hand on his back, then he fell to the ground. Voltemade had an easy header, so
Easier
and
to say. Yeah.
yeah, if he didn't go down, I don't think Voltemade scores there. You know.
And also the thing with Arsenal, I don't know why we always leading 1-0, 2-1. We can't kill the game. I've realized most of the games you can't kill the game when you have chances to kill the game, be 3-0, 3-1, 4 somewhere there. We end up leading 2-1, and last 10 minutes. It's a known fact in football circles that the losing team will be attacking left, right, and center to try and find the equalizer, and we always uh, failing to kill the game when we have time.
So, what's your guys' opinion on the concept of playing defensively in the last 20 minutes? Or when you say kill the game, do you mean score another goal? What do you mean, like Langton?
Score another goal, and then just be on the two goal cushion lead, which is better with the last 10 minutes to go, other than one goal.
I think,
Same. What happened with the whole game?
yeah. I think it's once again, I think it's a mentality thing. I think we are more concerned about opening up spaces for opposition to score than to kill a game. Like it's like a risk versus. Yeah, I just feel like it's just a general tendency with Arteta and with the team is that they will take calculated risks, but not like all-out risks. And then the irony is that when we've played that way, we've invited pressure and have scored anyway. So it's not even working all the time. So why not just, as Langton saying, kill a game? What's your thoughts, Eugene?
I just want to know, can you go to the Brighton game? I know we must move to the Chelsea and then
That's
the Brighton game, but can we just check on the subs on the Brighton game, because there was a sub he made during the Brighton game, and that was interesting for me. when we were under the cosh. And I'm gonna use. Okay, can we check on the lineups on the subs?
So he put on Havertz. No, he took off Havertz and put on Gyökeres at 59, then put on Martinelli for Trossard at 60 and Calafiori for Mosquera at 64.
Yeah, that was a good one because Mosquera was on a yellow card, and
Yeah,
then
and then you put on Norgard.
that's the one.
No.
Never-
He took off. No, I'm confused. No, he took off. Yeah, he took off. He took off Zubimendi and put on Norgard at 80.
Norgard, yeah. And then later on, was that the last one? That was the last sub he did, right?
Last sub,
And
yeah.
who's on the bench? Who was on the bench in that game? Who was the rest of the bench?
We can go to the lineup here. So the unused bench was Dahman, Max Skelly, Max Dahman, Lewis Skelly, and Jesus and Madueke.
Okay. All right. Then my point is not valid. So I wanted to say, I was watching a match between Pirates. I'm sorry, I'm bringing it to say football between Pirates and Sundowns, and Sundowns scored 2 goals. Pirates scored one in the second half, and then later on, I was interested in seeing how the Sundowns coach was going to try to absorb the pressure from Pirates. And you know what he did? He put on midfielders. He didn't go for defenders, you know. And when I saw the Nogard sub, I had thought there were defenders on the bench. And I was happy to see Nogard coming in. And I'm like, you know what? Because now I can see Zubi was struggling in that match. To get someone who's a midfielder who's also going to, absorb the pressure and just instead of clearing the ball, he's just going to, pass the ball, try to hold on to the ball and try to pass the ball out. Um, I think in that match we we didn't really face as many shots or as much pressure as we used to in other matches. In that match, it was just crosses for crossing's sake for me in those matches. So I think we are starting to do well in in the last 10 minutes. We're no longer absorbing, we're no longer facing as many shots and as many crosses as we used to, only because I think there's a difference in the way we play in terms of clearing the ball. We're no longer just clearing the ball for clearing sake. Even today, uh, late on, there were times when they would just try to pass it amongst themselves, and that's one thing for me that can say you don't really need to just hoof it up the pitch, because once you do that, you're just inviting pressure at 10 seconds later. So for me, in those games, particularly the Brentford game and the Wolves game, that's one thing we did a lot, and we did it also in the previous games that we got away with. But in these last 2 games, in the Brentford, the today and the Chelsea game and this one, the Brighton game, I think we're starting to do well. But it's also worrying the fact that we're not killing off games. We do need to kill off games, and we do make chances to kill off games, but more often than not, they fall to Martinelli, and when we need him to make it 3-1, he doesn't. He's a capable guy to make it 1-0, to make it to make it 4-0. But when he really needs to make it 2-0 or 3-1, the chances fall to him, and the guy is just not doing it. I don't know why. I really don't understand, because
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes he finishes and you're like, this guy's clinical. You get what I mean? Like, I think the Bayern game, the finish he did in that Bayern game. You remember the run by Lewis Kelly, and then he passed to him first time, bang. You know, but then other games, I think I might be wrong, but in that Brentford match, I think he had a chance to win it for us, and he couldn't dink the ball, and he just straight to the keeper.
He's definitely, as you said, he tends to score more when we're making a game from 2-0 to 3-0 than from game-changing goals. So game state-changing goals is less of. And that's where Trossard did that more in the previous 2 seasons, but had a good start to the season, but it's kind of dropped off this season from December or January. But I wanted to show these stats that talk about how much players have played.
Yeah.
And if you notice here, Zubomendi is was our highest outfield player in terms of minutes. So
this is across all competitions. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a concern because obviously he's playing a lot. So it's all competitions. So this is Zubomendi, and then Rice is third. And obviously Rice is now injured.
I'm sure Rice went down today.
Yeah. And Zubomendi has dropped off in his performances in the last 5 games because I think he's playing too much. And you look at Norgard's minutes, it's 798. It's nothing. So I think that's a big concern. But as you were saying on the group, if it's what gets us the title, you're not worried about it. So it's tricky. I think we've been rotating more because of injuries with the defenders. And I think midfielders, as you were saying, a fresh leg in midfield is more important than a fresh leg in a defender. Because defenders don't run as much as midfielders. Midfielders are running their guts off.
How does the same stat look for City?
It's a good point. So let me check. I'll have to look at teams. So let me check Man City. And then all competitions. So Haaland has played the most. Interesting. But then strikers also don't run as much as midfielders. So their midfield. O'Reilly has been playing. But remember, our minutes are in the 3-2. Theirs is in the 2-9. So their minutes are less than ours in total. So they've spread them. Look, Marmoush is their lowest, and he's on 965. We don't have anyone. We have a lot of people under 700 minutes.
Under 700 minutes, say?
Yeah, I mean, okay, wait, yeah, no, he has more people here. Sorry, but these are all like, what's it? Peripheral players. Gohi was signed in January, so was Semenyo.
So that helps. We signed no one in January.
Yeah, we didn't sign anyone, yeah. And Bob got injured. Oscar Bob got injured, and so that's why he
got sold. He's now
and then he got sold. Yeah, then he got sold, yeah. He was injured, then he got sold. Yeah, so I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to look at. But I like with City, even Haaland is only his max is 309.2. Our max was 3.4, 3.3. So our players that are playing the most are playing more than City.
What is it? Is it the thing of he doesn't trust the squad? Is it that, or is it a thing of Pep?
Pep does rotate well. I mean, he really does. I mean, that's why we've talked about Pep Roulette on FPL. You don't know who he's going to choose for a game because he rotates well. So it is something that Pep has probably learned over the longer years in management compared to Arteta. And Arteta is doing better. He's getting better every season. It's just like, I think there'll be moments where, like with a specific player, like he did it with Odegaard, where he played him a lot, then he played Havertz a lot, then he played Saka a lot. It's almost like he has like a favorite player, like 3 or 4 favorite players per season, and then kind of like is stuck on them. Or maybe he builds his tactics around those players, and then I know he does a lot of like tactical plays or set plays, like even for open play. Remember the ozone for Odegaard? That ozone in 22-23 where he'd score all the goals from the cutbacks.
Yeah.
It was something that he just kept on doing, and Havertz also was popping up at the near post a lot of the time for goals in the 23-24 season. So I think they guide certain players to have a certain run that they make regularly. And he maybe relies on those players to be on the pitch because they have been instructed to do that particular run. But yeah, let's go back and talk about the Chelsea game. Yeah. Because this was a nervy game, but it was a good game.
Corner kick game.
Corner kick game, yeah.
Set piece. And the rivals are crying. And have you seen the meme from South Park where the guy licks the guy's tears? So we just lick their tears.
Well, yeah, that was a boring fest. That was a bore fest too. That match. But yeah, Chelsea did look dangerous from corner kicks, eh? David Raya was just David Raya looked rattled, but whenever the balls came, he always looked like he was in control. But every time the camera panned to him, it was like this guy is just rattled, for some reason. But every corner would punch it away. You remember the Rice save, when Rice just handed the ball nearly into the back of his own net, and he just pulled a miraculous save from nowhere. I think we managed to concede from the very next corner. But yeah, he did well in that match, David Raya. Saliba scored from the Gabi.
The Gabi, the header back into the box. He rose like crazy.
Yes, and I think the Timber one is a very good one. The way Rice just put it in the right spot, that was very impressive. For that, Nkapie got an own goal. So this time I think that guy Owen Goel or whatever his name is got against. But
he went rogue against Chelsea.
Also, they got a red card for Pedro Neto for something very stupid. So
they're a bunch of thugs. Have you seen the thing on Chelsea that they've had 9 red cards in different competitions?
Yes.
So they've had 7 in the Premier League, 9 in all competitions. And they can nearly field a team, because it's all different players. They can nearly field a full team with all of their. What do you think? Because last season we were the thugs apparently because we had all the red cards, but we know a lot of them were dodgy ones. So this season we've literally got no red cards and we've got the least amount of yellow cards. So we are like top of the fair play, top. So how can we go from totally dirty to totally clean in one season? It just doesn't make sense. So that means there must have been an agenda last year.
Our coach have a meeting or team talk with the players regarding that. I didn't hear anything about that, but on that one, we just have to give credit to the team. No red cards.
The agenda thing, I think.
Pardon?
No, Eugene's catching my conspiracy drift here. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but here I've got my tinfoil hat on.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. Now you're talking about the red cards. I think you just said Chelsea can field a team. They are now short of 2 players who haven't got a red card to field a team. They've got the coach because their coach, I think he got a red card. So it's Maresca and 9 players. That's it. About the Chelsea game, those guys wanted to. I mean, that's one thing that I'm talking about. As Arsenal, let's finish the games while we still can. Okay, we scored from corners, of which I think people are so annoyed with Arsenal getting goals from kicks and stuff. But I just saw one state saying 138 goals have been scored from the Premier League this season, and Arsenal has scored 22 or 20, if not 24, somewhere there. But people are still complaining about Arsenal. What about all those other teams that scores from a corner kick? We don't know. But it looks like anything that Arsenal does annoys people more than the other teams. When did scoring from a corner kick became a sin or a crime the way people are talking of Arsenal? Is that hatred or something? I don't know. But,
Don't you ask, bro?
Pardon?
It's only because it's us. He has open play goals in the league. So Arsenal are 4th. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's like Man City have got...
Yes.
Man City have got 46. Chelsea have got 33. Liverpool... Okay, we actually tie for second with 33 with Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal.
From open play. Is that the EPL games only?
Yeah, just EPL.
We tied with?
We tied with Chelsea and Liverpool.
Chelsea and Liverpool. Oh, on 33, okay.
So Man City have got a lot. So it's obviously, I think, because we've been compared against Man City, and they've been the Premier League winners who've scored a lot of open play goals and haven't relied on set pieces. So it's a comparison that's maybe fair to a degree, but it's crazy because if they look at it, we haven't won the league in 22 years. So we will win it in however way we need to win it to get it done. We're not going to be worried about how it's done. When Chelsea won their first league in 2004, 2005, they were scrappy. They got a lot of clean sheets, so Czech did well. And Drogba only scored like 15 goals that whole season, and they won the league. So it wasn't what's it the word? It wasn't a season of scoring a lot of goals for them. They just were solid at the back, and they scored enough to get the league, and they won the league. That's all we need to do, because Chelsea hadn't won the league in 55 years that season.
No, but that's what I always say to people, guys. If history will say 2025, 2026 season, Arsenal won the league. If you go on and win it, it won't say they won it scoring through corners and this and this. History will just say Arsenal won the league. So people will always be people, and they'll talk whatever they want to talk. But remember, last year it was Liverpool. Were they talking about this? No. But now that is Arsenal. And then all these people talk. They seem to have anything to say concerning Arsenal.
Yeah, we are the talk of the town. So that was the Chelsea game. Then it was the Brighton game, which we spoke about, and then today's game. So let's talk about today's game. I was very impressed with Mansfield. Let me just get the stuff up here. They were really lively, and they pressed us well. Just overall, I mean, they had a great attitude. I think obviously the pitch was dodgy, but for them to be in League One, which is 2 leagues below, I mean, Madueke's goal was really well taken, and Eze's goal was really well taken, but in the first half, they really had us on the ropes, I'd say, in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. Also, we considered from a bit of a mistake.
Salmon and Mosquera.
I think we were in control of that match. Yes, they were having good moments, but for me, they were not really having moments that were really terrifying. It was just good moments from a champion, from not a okay, a League One side, and yeah, but
I mean, look
I
at the
was more
extent.
worried at nil-nil that than at 1-1. Because I knew at 1-1 that we're gonna call on the cavalry. Whereas at nil-nil they can easily make it 1 and 2-nil in the first half, and then by the time you bring on your big guys, it's already late. So they did well. We played well. Also, I liked Max Dowman.
Yeah,
He is special. He I think you spoke earlier on about it's gonna we will get better once we win the Premier League. I think he is going to benefit of that. If we win the Premier League this year, Max Dowman next year is going into an Arsenal side that is free flowing, and he is just terrorizing everyone. Because now at the moment, even when he plays in the Premier League, is we're still facing that low block, and you're having problems. The players are not really clicking, particularly the attack. But I think next year, if we do win the league this year, he is just coming into a different side altogether, and we're just seeing maybe Lamine Yamal levels of performances. I'm not saying, maybe consistency wise, but like a player that comes in and makes a difference, because now he does try to make a difference, and then Madueke is still behind him, or Saka is still behind him. But now next year, I think it's going to be totally different. The guy is just on another level. What I saw today, it wasn't for me. It wasn't 16-year-old things. From what I maybe he just needs to do, maybe do more finishing practices. But other than that, he is just a genius with the ball. Other than that, yeah, the finish by Madueke, you know, Madueke it doesn't have end product, but he's chipping in. Is he doing more than Martinelli? Is it not time to say maybe just go on the other side and Saka on the other side, because the other two are not really chipping in at the
that's
moment?
actually a good point because in the beginning of the season, Madueke did play a bit on the left, and there
Yeah,
was a lot of noise about him playing on the left when we bought him.
yeah,
So that's actually a good point. I would also try that, and I would. I mean, I was just thinking now about Darman. I think, like long term, I think they know that he's going to be the long term right winger,
yeah,
or number 10. So I don't know. I think he's better as a winger because his dribbling is so good.
yeah.
I think your shooting needs to be better as a 10.
Mm.
Um,
But that's
anyways,
where Ethan is. Ethan is better at shooting.
yeah, Ethan would be a long term 10,
Mm.
and Darman a long term winger, but a versatile winger. I mean, I think even Darman could be a false nine in the future.
Mm.
He's got a lot of pace. And then
Mhm.
the other thing is, do you think is that why do you think? I know we had like an issue at 10, but it was interesting seeing Saka play 10 in one of those, two of those games. Um, Havertz has played 10, so we've actually 10 has not been a settled position this year because Odegaard has dropped off in the last 18 months. So then he's been on and off there. Then we bought Eze, but Eze hasn't thrived in the 10. He's played well in bits, like bits of the season. Like I know you were upset with him before, but now he's done well in the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
month. He's doing better now. So it's an interesting one because it's not a position. I mean, Havertz, when he came in for those few games and was assisting
He was.
Gyökeres, like was doing so well, and now Havertz had a really average game today. So it just seems like there's not a consistent performer in the 10. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on that position? Do you think we will persist with Eze because he could click in his second season and then um, Odegaard would shift to maybe playing an 8 more and then rotate with Zubi and Rice.
You know what? I still think the way we play, you need Martin Odegaard in there. I there's something about Eze in certain matches, he just goes missing, and then when he goes missing, and then you also have Gyökeres who you know is missing, and it feels like you're playing with nine players. But then when you've got the captain, yes, he will. When we attack, maybe he will make things a bit slower. He will reduce the pace. But at least when we defend, we've got the proper guy that's going to chip in there.
Yeah,
So
his pressing. I mean, Odegaard's pressing is still elite,
yes,
world
yes,
class. So
yeah,
I think it's almost like they're two sides of the scale. They've got one
yeah,
player who likes a lot of touches in Odegaard, and
yeah,
Eze tends to disappear and then sometimes just pop up with an amazing moment. They almost we almost kind of want someone in the middle. And that's why I was talking on the groups about Morgan Rogers as a potential, but I don't think we'll buy two players in the 10 in two consecutive seasons. I doubt that, especially with Wanyeri coming back
yeah. No, we're not gonna
from
do that.
loan. I just
Mm.
I'd like it, but I don't think we will do it. And I think we're going to probably invest at left wing next year. But then Rogers can play left wing, so it's a tricky one. Like,
Yeah, this the Saka playing 10. To be honest, I don't think Mikel Arteta. I just think he stumbled onto it in that match when he was due to play MLS in the midfield, and then Calafiori got injured, and he had to move MLS back to left back, and he was like, you know what, let me play Saka there, and then Saka did well in that match on the 10. Then the following match he played him, I think against Wolves, and then that's where the 2-2 came in, and then we never saw Saka there again. But also he scored from that position. But for the rest of the match, he wasn't really. He looks odd at number 10, Saka. He doesn't look. He looks like a winger that's playing at number 10. He doesn't look like a number 10 playing there. You get what I mean? So like he looks. I think Havertz looks better when he plays there. I'm not saying he plays better. I'm just saying on the eye, Saka doesn't look right in that position. It looks like he must move back to his own position. And I saw he tended to do it more like Odegaard. He tended to come to the right hand side and play together with Noni too much than what Eze used to do, because Eze plays more on the left, but he does have moments where he is all over the pitch. But with the Saka, so for me, I would still go with the captain, but then maybe play Odegaard there and then have Eze on the left if you're not gonna have Madueke on the left, because there on the left something is not right. Those two guys are not cutting it, and we are getting into the business end of things where we're gonna need everyone to chip in. Win that Carabao Cup final. We really need to win it, and for me, Eze has to be in that starting lineup when we play City. But then at the same time, I want Odegaard in the starting lineup. So in order to have them, I would put those two guys on the left hand side. I would put them on the bench, move Eze to the left, and then have Martin Odegaard at 10, and then see what happens from there. Because Martinelli is not. Look, I still feel if I'm having a defensive corner, Martinelli is the best guy to have. If the ball, if I'm gonna win the ball,
transition.
if Gabriel is gonna win the defensive header, I want Martinelli in the team on that transition. But we're not gonna play on transition every time. And City have shown that they're scared of us, and they might go into that match on 22 March, trying to be defensive like they
Like they
did
did.
like
Yeah,
they
like they
did in
did.
the last time we played them. And if they go like that, you're better off having Eze in the team than not. So that's why I want him on the left. If not, then yeah, move Madweke there because the other two guys are not really cutting it.
I just think whatever we do, will come to you now, Langton, is that I think we mustn't just plug it in for the final. I think we must try it out because we
Before.
haven't tried Mweke for a long time, and Eze hasn't
Yes.
played on the left wing for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm open to doing either of those things because Trossard and Martinelli also have dropped off a bit. I mean, Martinelli was scoring a lot in the Champions League and Trossard more in the league, and now they're both kind of not scoring as much. So what's your thoughts, Langton, on the left wing and the game coming up, the big final? And because yeah, I think it's a good point, but like Martinelli is one of those players where he can either have an amazing game or he can have a terrible game. And
Yes.
he scored recently against Man City twice. He scored that deflected goal in 23-24, and he scored the breakaway goal with the Eze assist this year.
Yeah. Okay. You were talking of. Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't watch today's game. I was also playing, so I wasn't gonna talk about the Mansfield game.
No, don't worry. Yeah, let's just preview the semi-final because that's coming up before our next pod. So I think it'll be a nice one to talk about. We have, as you said, already said in the pod that we've been unbeaten at Wembley with Arteta. So it's been 3 out of 3 victories. So it's a happy hunting ground for us. But I think a lot of people are viewing it as like it's going to psychologically impact the title race and it's going to psychologically impact other competitions. That if we win,
I think judging. Let's first check the games that City are going to play before that. And one thing, so we've got so much depth more than City. If City didn't buy Semenyo, I don't know where they'll be in the league right now. I think Arsenal will be champions by now with all these games left. Semenyo has just upped the City's strengths towards that. Talk of City games. Today they're playing Newcastle and then they go to, on Wednesday, they're playing Madrid.
I'm looking at us first, Langton. So we are playing Leverkusen. Then
we are playing Leverkusen on
Wednesday. Then Everton on Saturday. Then
And then
next Tuesday, Leverkusen again. Then City. So we're playing Leverkusen and Everton twice. Leverkusen twice and Everton. Before
with
City.
Man City, Real Madrid.
Let me yeah, they're playing Madrid. Yes.
And then they've
Then
got
are they also playing like West Ham?
they've got West Ham in between Madrid games. After my second game, they are playing. I don't know. Okay, I think that Palace game has been will be played on another day.
Yeah.
They've been moved.
After and they got Newcastle today at 10 o'clock. It's a late game, and it's they often struggle against Newcastle in the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Before we play them in the final, they're playing they're playing Real Madrid twice because on the 17th, I think they're playing they are playing Real Madrid at home, and then they
no, the Palace match has been moved. The Palace match is the one is the Wolves match for us.
Oh, so why didn't they play?
Exactly, yeah. And then, so we're playing them. Guys, sorry, let me just ask something. Do we have any international break coming up?
Yes, after the final, the 29th of March is the international break.
Yeah, because I saw we're playing them on the 22nd of March, and then the next games they play Chelsea on the 12th of April. So there's international break. Hope that.
And also I think it's international break. I might be wrong. I think it's international break, and then when we come back, you said we're coming back on the 11th.
Yeah, I think on the 11th, yes.
All right, no, that's fine.
But
Okay,
Yeah.
City play Chelsea on the 12th
yeah.
in April. Yeah, but I think if you look at City's games before the final, they've got tough games, but okay, we don't know what's going to happen there. But I think, as you are saying, Arteta seems to have a good relationship with Wembley Stadium. We haven't lost there. Hopefully, it's gonna continue there. But
Though.
Martinelli, we spoke about Martinelli. I think Martinelli sometimes it's if he wants to play, okay, he can play, but sometimes he ends up doing so many mistakes. I don't know why. It not is end up being the Martinelli that you don't know. But when he wants to play, he can play. But hopefully on the day, if he plays or he comes, he seems to have a good scoring record against Manchester City. So hopefully on the final, we have to win this game. And as Dan said there, if we win it, we'll have a psychological advantage towards the EPL, of which when we go to them for the EPL game, I truly hope we go there with a 6, 7, 9, whatever point advantage, so that even if we lose, they're not going to jump us to be the first. Let them win that league game, and then we're still going to be on top by not only by goal difference, but by points. So if you go there leading by 7, 8, 6 points, somewhere there for the league game at Etihad, we'll be fine. But come 22, we take that and have a psychological advantage on them.
I heard you say if we win that final, it gives us a boost. So what if we lose it?
I think you can spin it either way. I think it depends on. Sorry to jump in, Langton. I was going to say I think it depends on the psychology, because you can go on the psychology of winning boosts confidence, but you can go on the other psychology of the disappointment of losing will make you more determined to win the league. So it depends on how they are wired psychologically, because all the losses that we've had this season have actually been isolated. We haven't had 2 losses in a row. So they have had draws and losses grouped, and that's not ideal. But we haven't got into a place where we've had 2 losses in a row, which is key. I think we are bouncing back from disappointment this season.
And also judging by the current Champions League draw, there is a possibility that we might go to the cup finale, us still in the Champions League and them being out. I'm judging by the teams we are playing, the team they are playing. And if they get knocked out by Real Madrid, trust me, that thing will be on their mind and it will work toward our advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is, even if they beat Real Madrid, then they have to play Bayern Munich in between our games. So I think it'll be Bayern Munich, City, and Arsenal, and Bayern Munich again. I think that's how it'll be wedged, where we will be playing Bodo Glimt or Sporting.
Also, before we play them, there'll be Champions League games as well before we play them.
Yeah. Because they haven't been added to the calendar list now, because you don't know if your team is going through, so they don't have it in the fixtures.
Yeah.
So only once we've beaten Leverkusen would they add those fixtures in.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot to look forward to. It's going to be a real emotional roller coaster. That's what we know, but we've just got to keep enjoying it. I think it's like we're in the middle of a lot of, the reckoning for a lot of competitions, and I think this is where in previous seasons our whole season fell apart in December, our whole season fell apart in January, our whole season fell apart in February. Now we're in all 4 competitions. Let's enjoy it, even if it's not the best football sometimes. Even if there's pressure, I think it's like we've got to both enjoy it, but also sometimes feel the stress and stuff. So I think it's like dividing ourselves up between kind of zooming out and then zooming in, zooming out, zooming in.
But one of the things that is playing on our side, that's an advantage for us over City. And I'm looking at what you currently have on screen there. If you look at it, after that Bayer Leverkusen game, all the games after that are in London. So I think,
Yeah.
except for the City game, so all the games leading up to the Man City league game are in London, and then I think also if you look at, I saw a stat. I haven't proved it. I saw that apparently in the last 8 games that we have in the league, 6 of them are at home, whereas for City, I think it's something like 4 of them, or 3 are at home.
It's these 4 at home, yeah. These 4 at
Yeah.
home. City have 4 away and 1 at home, and it's us at home. So it's the actual opposite. Because
Yep,
they're playing home versus Real Madrid.
They're playing away first.
Yeah, they play away first. Yes.
Oh, are they playing away first?
Yes, they play away first on Wednesday.
I don't know what it is. Let's check on City. We can just check, yeah.
You're checking City games.
Yeah, just checking their fixtures again, because what's this home away thing?
Okay. Today they're playing Newcastle away. Is it?
Yeah, Newcastle away. Then they're playing Real Madrid away. So they've got 3 away games in a row.
And then
away.
Madrid.
This one is away. This one's not there.
Yeah.
Then it's away against. No, this is the EFL Cup. Anyway, I don't understand.
So they've got only one home game leading up to the cup final, but that home game is Real Madrid.
It's Real Madrid.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a good. Is any last thoughts, and then we can round off the pod?
Okay. For me, I just hope, looking at the fixtures, I just hope we have seen the league being won on the last day of the season, which is so traumatizing. I mean, we have seen that. Guys, to tell the truth, on our last game against Brighton, the last 7 minutes, Arsenal were playing and Man City were playing. There were 8 minutes on us, but those 7 minutes on us, I didn't watch them, but I was watching Man City game, and guys, I was shaking. I don't know, but I was shaking, like really shaking. That yet Man City scored, I think I would have fainted or something would have happened to me. So I truly think we have to win this league maybe by with 2 or 3 games left, so that those last games we just have no pressure or something. Because if we go all the way until the last game or the 2 games, I don't know what will happen. Hence, I'm saying we have to make sure that when we go to City on the 19th of April, we go there. If it happens, we lose, we're still going to be on top on points, not on goal difference or something. So we just have to, like now, the thing, we just have to maintain what Man City does. If they win, let's win. If they lose, let's continue winning. But if it doesn't happen, then let's get that. But we have to maintain whatever City does going forward.
Yeah, no, I think it's exciting. Whatever happens, it's exciting. I think Cesc was posting on the group about we wouldn't have survived the 1988-89 season because we won on the last day of the season at Liverpool away from home 2-0. We had to win 2-0 to win the league, and we won 2-0. So it was a crazy end to the season. It was even better than Aguero. It was Thomas. Smith and Thomas scored. And it was before social media.
Sorry, Jen, just a question. Our last game of the season, are we playing away or playing home?
At Palace. Away to Palace.
Oh,
We
yeah, it's
away,
away.
to Palace, and City are at home to Villa. So, yeah.
Who might be chasing Europa League or Champions League football by then.
Villa is useless these days, man.
They may be useless. Nottingham, we thought they were useless and they took a point from them.
Exactly, yeah.
2 points. So if they're fighting for something, then it's just scary business playing Villa in the last match.
Yeah.
So our last 4 games are Fulham, West Ham,
Okay, just Fulham away.
Fulham home, West Ham away, which will be a tough one.
But
Because they're
away
fighting
in London, right?
away in London, true. And then
Okay.
then Burnley at home, and then Palace away. So Palace is in London. Burnley is not in London. Oh, but that's in. So actually, all of these games
That's
are in
home.
London. All of
Yeah.
these games are
So it's like
So
we're
we don't
playing
get-
home. Even our away games are not really okay. So West Ham is a tricky one. West Ham is a tricky one because they are looking like they're fighting for their lives at the moment. They're not an easy task, but I'll
And
face
they
just to beat them by then.
But then, if you look at the City last 4 games, they are playing Everton away. Then they're at home to Brentford, and then they go to Bournemouth, and then they finish off with Villa at home.
That's
So
not an easy run.
it's away, home for them.
okay.
Yeah.
And that
So, guys, but we'll talk more on the next part about this because we only we're in March now. Then we'll be looking into the April fixtures next one. So after the Carabao final, then you're going to have the international break, and then we'll have the next part. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. It's been a good time. We will obviously we'll try again in 2 weeks, I think, because it's a lot going on. I think things can change very quickly, and we should enjoy this process. I always enjoy the pods because it's like a way to verbally process what's happening in the season. Even if we're doing badly, there's been times when I've come on the pod and enjoyed it because it's like you talk out your emotions around the team and stuff. So yeah, thanks guys. Thank you, Hendrik, for your comments and for everyone else's comments. It was good to see you guys, and I'm just gonna end the stream, and then we can go on with our evening.
Cheers.